New Year, and welcome to the Colonel and Mr. Bigg podcast number 10. I'm Tom Williams here in downtown Cicero, Indiana, and there's Colonel Mike Murphy in Toma, Wisconsin. Happy New Year, Mike.
Happy New Year, Tommy. We were talking, I cannot believe this is our 10th episode.
It's hard to believe. Like I said, when you're having fun, time flies. I just left the table of the round table discussion that solves all the world problem every Wednesday morning. And every
There's
time
enough of
I'm there,
them.
they give me grief about the podcast. And they're
What do
telling
they
me
give you?
now that they pull it up and then they put it up on their 75-inch TV. And my cousin Bill, they said, man, you ought to see yourself on a 75-inch TV. He said, every time I pull it up, my wife says, I'm going to bed. I said, well, tell her to sit in the chair for about 5 minutes and she'll fall asleep. So,
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
but, but yeah, it's hard to believe that it's number 10.
And it's hard
And
to
we've
believe
actually
that
covered a lot of topics. And
we have. We
we've had
have.
a lot of fun, a lot of fun.
It's hard to believe 2025 is over, almost over.
It is. It's amazing how time flies. And we'll talk a little bit about that here later in the podcast, but
Yeah. Do you want to start off with a couple of sponsors?
I will. Our regular sponsor, as you well know, is healthyprelude.com. That's www.theshitsthebomb.com. Anna Smart outside of Elroy, Wisconsin. Today we're going to talk about goat's milk and 100% grass-fed tallow naturally infused. This rich and creamy body lotion is great. Is great, especially as the weather gets colder. Now it's colder by all means. Mixing two great ingredients into one, that's 100% grass-fed tallow and organic goat's milk, both great for the strong pH balancing and ultra hydrating. Apply all over any time of the day, and I did say all over. You and I can relate to that there.
Can you have someone help you apply it? Can somebody help you?
I bet if you put it in the microwave and warm it up, it's even a little bit better. But especially after your shower or bath, or in your shower or bath would probably be okay. All right too. But it contains flowers and frankincense resin infused hemp oil, tallow, goat's milk we talked about, vitamin E, rose hip, DI water, stearic acid, and Lucididad SF Max, which is I don't know what that is. But anyway, goat's milk, 100% grass-fed tallow, naturally infused, a great body lotion that you can order there on healthyprelude.com. And now that the holidays are almost over, I'm sure that shipping won't be a problem. So if you do that, it'd be great. Mike, I got a new sponsor today. We're bringing in. You got anything to talk about, Anna? Have you?
Well, I was just gonna say I'll put up the QR code too when
okay.
we put this out. Yep.
Okay. I think I sent you a picture of the product too. I don't know if you can put that on there too or not. But we're going to start a new sponsor this week. Every Christmas Eve we have a tradition where we go to my cousin niece. She's just a relative, but Eric Flanders, and she owns a couple of cafes locally here, and so we're going to start using her as a sponsor. So I'm going to talk about Erica's Place. Erica Cecil Flanders and Cheryl Hunter Pettigrew started Erica's Place in 2011, and then Erica purchased the cafe in 2022. They have two locations in Hamilton County, in Cicero at 40 West Jackson Street, and in Noblesville at 654 Logan Street. And they've had the same staff for over 15 years. And like I said, we just had breakfast at the Noblesville location. We have it there every Wednesday. And our waitress, Trish, has been there forever since day one. And she's great. They serve breakfast all day long. They have daily specials, just a few lasagna, beans and cornbread, and chicken and noodles. They also serve a Hoosier favorite, which is a breaded tenderloin. They have huge taco and chef salads, and a lot of people don't like this, but they have the best liver and onions around. I'm a liver and onions guy, so we go there about once a month. And they're open 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays. If you love great food, visit Erica's Place in Cicero or Noblesville today, and they also have carryout. So again, that's Erica's Place. great place to eat.
Hey, Tommy, when Jill and I come down, we should do a podcast from there. Think she'd let
She
us?
would probably let us. That definitely, that would be great. We could do that.
Yeah.
That would be great.
We could.
We could interview some waitresses, and we'd have to get there. They're pretty busy most of the time, but we could probably get a corner table and just do it. So it probably would
Yeah,
be okay.
that'd be fun.
Probably it would be fun.
Hey, you went on a Christmas vacation. Tell us about that.
Mike, I'll tell you what, Penny and I have done a lot of travel and been a lot of places, but we spent 3 days just north of Knoxville, Tennessee, and outside of La Follette, Tennessee, on Lake Norris. It's a big lake there in central East Central Tennessee, and unfortunately, the lake was down about 10 feet because of the in the winter season they drain it and you know bring it down. But the whole family went down. We had a house that had 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and it was just fantastic. We had 17 adults and 5 children, and we just had a great time. As the older you get, life is all about memories and making memories and all those type things. And we just had a fabulous time. It was amazing. You have that many people in a house and no arguing. We played games. We were able to do some stuff outside because on Saturday it was like 70 degrees. And a couple of the grandkids took the kayaks out and went on the lake, and we had some cornhole, and we had a air hockey game and a foosball machine and a hot tub, and it was just fabulous. I cooked, and the most of them, I didn't play any of the games, but they played games, and I think it was Saturday evening. I was sitting in the family room and just out looking over the kitchen, and I was sitting there, I think, watching football. But there must have been like I think 10 or 12 of them at the table playing games, and they were laughing and just having a great time. And I just thought to myself, it doesn't get any better than this. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just fantastic to do, and we're going to do it again next year. It's a tradition. Now we're going to start. We spend a lot of money on Christmas buying gift cards, and we're just gonna take that money, and the kids love doing that, so we're just gonna do that from now on. And on Saturday all day, we wore our pajamas all day. Every family is supposed to bring their own pajamas and dress the family in the same kind of pajamas, and we just had a great time, and I fixed a big Christmas dinner on Saturday evening. We had prime rib and ham and all the fixings, and it was just a great time. We talked about a lot of different things. We had a white elephant, and it was probably one of the better vacations that we've been on as far as when the family. Whenever you can get the family all together, it's terrific to do that. And was skeptical going in. When you're there 3 days with all that many people, you think, man, what's going to happen here? And luckily, there were well, Ayla's 9, of course, a granddaughter, and then, we got 2 great-grandsons. One is 3 and one is, about 1.5, and then Dacia is about 1, and they just played together and just had a great time, and there's no issues whatsoever. We just had a really good time, so,
You hit it on the head. You hit it on the head. Instead of all the gifts, the memories. When something happened to me too when I hit 60, and it's more about the memories and instead of the materialistic things. And you look back, and the kids will look back at those memories long after we're both gone, and and think about the things we did with the family, and that means so much. So glad you're doing that. That's awesome.
I was able to on Saturday night, and they don't like it when I say this, but I said, "I wanna get the whole family." I said, "I wanna talk," and they said, "Oh, well, dad's gonna talk." And it was very emotional. I said a lot of things that I probably hadn't said to him personally, that I should say, as you grow up, and but one thing I did talk about, and the older you get, and I mean, I'm 74 and you're 60, so I'm a little older than you, but your legacy becomes something that you think about and what you're going to do. And I read an article or a quote somewhere that legacy is not how much money you've made or how successful you've been during life. It's what you leave behind. And that's so important, I think. And like I told him, I said, I don't own a company. I don't have my name on any buildings in any university, but the legacy that I'm going to leave behind. And I mentioned it. I got 2 great grand boys that has my last name, and they're going to continue
Yeah.
that name. And I got another great grandson that doesn't have my last name, but he has my first and middle name. So those type things, and then, like you said, the memories. I mean, it's all about making memories, and it doesn't matter if you're on a lake in La Follette, Tennessee, or if you're, over in Europe in, Stuttgart or wherever. It's just those memories that you make that you can leave behind, and,
Yeah.
I think I saw where you're doing a podcast and you're gonna talk about your military service and all that stuff that you and I'm writing a book, and I've been writing it for a long time, and I it's a biography. It's just about my life that I haven't the kids, you've talked to the kids about how you grew up and all that stuff, but never really went into detail, and I'm doing that.
Mhm.
And I was just thinking, because I have a tough time sitting down and writing, I'm just thinking, you know what? I think I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna sit down at the microphone and do a little bit at a time. And if it takes
Yep.
3 hours, then you got a 3-hour podcast or whatever that they can listen to, when you
Yep.
pass and those type
Well,
things.
that's something I learned. I was on a podcast a couple of months ago down in Madison, and that's one thing that this Josh Kosnick, who I'm friends with now, said. He's doing the podcast. He wrote a book and he's going to record it, but he also said these podcasts, let me back up. He said, think about this. Your kids know you and your grandkids know you. And then after that, you're pretty much gone. Nobody remembers you because they,
Right.
weren't around you. But now
Right.
he said because of his podcast, they're going to have his face and voice forever for generations. So that gave me the idea that my podcast that I'm going to do solo is going to be about my military career. And then maybe I'll have Jill on too, and we can talk about, how we met and stuff like that. And that
Sure.
way they have our voice and our face forever. So kind of cool.
And it's something that they probably would watch on their iPad or TV, whereas they probably wouldn't sit down and read a piece of paper or
Right.
whatever.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep.
Nothing better than family. So that's awesome.
Not at
You going to
all.
this, are you
No.
going to the same place next year? Same place?
No, no, we're gonna find, the reason we did it down there is because our grandson Drew and his wife Lauren live in South Carolina, and we thought, well, we wanted to make sure everybody was there, and we thought if we go there, then we know for a fact that he'll drive, up there. Well, hell, he was up here, so he actually drove down there. So next year, and he comes up to see his mom and his dad up here, but next year we're gonna do it, like, in Southern Indiana somewhere where it's not
Okay.
too far for us to drive, and then they can drive down there and then not have too far to drive home when they leave
Yeah.
there.
How many hours was
Um,
it for you to drive? How far
six
was
and a
it?
half, six and a
Oh,
half
okay.
hours, which we stopped at a distillery on the way down. We become quite the bourbon experts, in our own mind anyway, and so we stopped at one of the distilleries, Buffalo Trace. I think I told you at another podcast, they only put out a couple bourbons every day, a different one every day, and so that day they had Blanton's once again and Weller's, which you can't neither one of them can you find in a liquor store. I mean, they're by allocation only, and so we were able to go in and get, actually 2 bottles of Blanton's and 2 bottles of Weller's, 2 different kinds, so we got actually 4 bottles of Weller's, so on our way down, and, we made sure we didn't take those in or they probably would have been gone. They would have drank up us while we're there, so we brought those home, uh, but that bourbon trail is intriguing to us, and we're definitely gonna go back until we make all of them. I think, even if it takes 4 or 5 years, we wanna definitely do that because it's a good time, and, we had to wait in line. I think Penny said we waited in line an hour and 10 minutes before we ever got in the door the other day when we stopped. It's just that way every
Really?
day. It's that way every day when you go. We pulled in the
That's
parking lot
crazy.
and Penny said, "Oh my god, look at the line." And so we got in line, but it's great because you start talking to people in line and they like and then they start talking about bourbon and, where you from and all that stuff, and it just leads to good
Yep.
conversation, and it's,
Yep. And before you know it, hours passed.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I was gone.
Yeah. Well, good deal. Good deal. Did you,
So we
not
got
to get
some,
side,
college football. Go ahead.
one thing real quick. Did you hear anything about Jim Beam? They're quitting producing for a
Yeah, well,
year?
yeah, because they got too much, they flooded the market too much, they made too
Ah,
much,
okay.
and
Okay.
I think there's so many bourbons on the market now. At one time, Jim Beam was it. I mean, you had Jim Beam and a few of the other oldies and I think their sales was probably fantastic, and now there's so many different distilleries popping up throughout the country. I think they've just made too much, and, they're gonna say, "Hey, we're gonna sit back for a while," and then I think they had some contractual problems too
Yeah.
that
There was
went
something
into
with
it.
Canada. There was something with Canada too,
Yeah,
not
yeah, I think they
buying.
overstocked Canada or something. Canada used to be one of their biggest markets, and now it's not or something, I don't know, but, I talked to the people at Buffalo Trace, and they didn't say they said they're gangbusters, they're going like crazy, they can't make enough, so
Hmm. That's crazy. Yeah. So we got college football, some big, big games tomorrow. Are we going to do our predictions again?
We will. Like, we got a big game tonight. We're having I think we're going to talk about New Year's Eve and what plans and stuff later on. But we got a watch party tonight because, of course, our future son-in-law is a diehard Miami fan, which makes me sick to my stomach. And then two of my grandsons are Ohio State fans, which makes me even sicker at my stomach. So, anyway, they're all coming over tonight. We're gonna watch the game. So it's gonna be I think that's gonna be a game. And I'll tell you what, Ohio State's favored by 9.5, and man, that's a lot of points. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way I saw it yesterday. It might be different this morning, but I think they got them a 9.5 point
Yep.
favorites.
Yep. It's still 9.5.
I heard somebody talk yesterday about Miami, and they said that when Miami played Texas A&M, it looks like they didn't play to win the game, they played not to lose the game. And they said if they go into the Ohio State game the same way, because their defense is so good, he said, they could very well could be a 13-10 game once again. It could very
Yeah.
well be, but a couple things. Ohio State's coach is now going to call the plays, and he called the plays last year when they made the run to the national championship, and they think he's going to open it up a lot more. And I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be knocked down, drag out, and it'll be the opening of the big bowls. So
Hmm.
I don't. I'm going to take Miami in the points. I think 9.5 points is just too much. I
Okay.
really think that. Um, I guess if I had a choice with my family the way it is, I probably would rather see Ohio State win than Miami because the future son-in-law, I would never hear the end of it, and Jake and Austin, if Ohio State wins, they wouldn't be that bad, but
Well, even
I'm gonna take Miami in the points.
okay. I'm going to take Ohio State. I think Ohio State's
Okay,
going to more than cover that
okay.
game. So
Then tomorrow, the first game, I believe, is, Ole Miss and, Georgia. I think that's the first game at noon. And that's a replay of, I think Georgia beat them 23-20 during the season.
I've got Ole Miss and Georgia at 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
So then maybe it's Oregon and Texas Tech
Yeah. Oregon and
at
Texas
noon
Tech.
at
Yep.
noon, and that's gonna I think that'll be and I think, Oregon's favored by 2.5, I think, right now,
They
but,
are. Yep. Yep.
and I'll tell you what, their quarterback, I think, might be one of the better ones in the country, but that Texas Tech defense, I don't know. I just see Texas Tech kinda being the Cinderella of this whole field, and, I'm picking Texas Tech in that one.
Okay. I'll take Oregon.
Alright.
All right. And then
Then
the
we got
next
the
game.
granddaddy of them all, the Rose
Yeah.
Bowl, IU, and Alabama, and,
That's
funny
going to be a good
thing,
one.
they said yesterday, they showed, here on the local news at the Indianapolis airport, the TCA line was as long as they've ever seen it. And there's 7 flights today going from here out to Burbank 2 to the
Unreal.
Rose Bowl, and Delta was offering $2,000 if you would trade your ticket yesterday, and there was nobody would accept it. They couldn't get
Nice both.
anybody that
Yeah.
would take the so I think
Wow.
IU's gonna show up, but they got IU by 7 over
Yeah.
Alabama, and man, that's a big number too.
Yeah.
I again am
That's a
gonna take Alabama in the points. I don't like
okay.
Alabama, I can't stand them, but I just think that's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points. I'll take. It's a 3 o'clock game. I'll take Indiana. I'll take Indiana.
Okay. I
I'm
mean,
really rooting for them.
I would like to see Indiana win but, I just those points are just a lot of points.
Yep. Yep.
Then we got Ole Miss and Georgia in the nightcap, in the, what is it, Sugar Bowl, I guess it is?
I
Yeah, I
think
think it's a Sugar
yes.
Bowl.
All State Sugar Bowl. Yep.
And, Georgia, like I said, I think they beat them during the season 23-20, which was a close game, but, Georgia scored every time they had the ball. Ole Miss's defense isn't that good, but their offense is awesome, and I don't know, I think Georgia's tough, but you know what, I'm gonna take the upset. I'm gonna take Ole Miss. I don't It's tough to beat a team twice in a row, and I think Ole Miss, since that coach left, I think they're fired up to do something, here.
Yeah. I think I'll go with Ole Miss too. I can see the Cinderella story happening. So we're
Do you know that Lane Kiffin, who left there to go to LSU, in his contract with LSU, has that if Ole Miss won last week, he got
250,000.
50 grand.
I thought it was 250. Was it 50?
250, no, 250, and if they win
250.
this one, 250. If they win it all, he gets $1,000,000. Now, they must have wanted him pretty bad to put that in his contract, because 'cause I'll tell
Jeez,
you what, that's ridiculous, but
that's crazy.
I think it's gonna be some good I think they'll all be good games. I don't think
Yeah,
I would be shocked if there's a blowout, really.
yeah,
I would be shocked, and I could see some of them coming down to the last possession.
yeah, I'm looking forward
But
to all these
exciting.
games.
Yeah, me
Yep.
too. I think
Really,
it'll be
I'm
exciting.
really rooting for Indiana. That's who I'm really rooting for.
I would like to see him win, but those points, a lot of points. They only beat Ohio State 13-10, and I just, Alabama's defense is a lot better than their offense,
Mhm.
but I'd like to see a Texas Tech Indiana game. I think that would be kind of and whoever wins that's going to the national championship would be the first time for I think either one of them, but it'll be
Yep.
fun.
It'd be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. The NFL, boy, I
My
think
God.
I think the Packers, they're gonna be the 7th seed, it's a waste of a seed. I just don't see them going anywhere.
I
They're
don't know
either
if
go
I don't know if
they're
they'll
gonna
beat the
play the
Vikings.
Bears. Yeah, they probably won't. I'm sure they'll sit most everybody, and, it doesn't make a difference, and I'm sure they want people to be healthy, but they're gonna go in the playoffs either facing the Bears or the Eagles, and I
Yeah,
don't
either
see them
team,
winning.
they gotta go there, either place, and I just, I'll tell you what, I don't if he keeps his job, I would be shocked. I mean, I don't know. Everything I've read, nothing said if you look at the coaches that are on the hot seat, he's not even listed, but
Yep.
I just don't know. But
And
I
then,
heard they were talking the other day about one of the reasons that Day at Ohio State gave up the play calling is because he said he couldn't concentrate on the game when he was calling the plays, and he said that's why he got an offensive coordinator, and I firmly believe that. You look at the NFL, and there's a lot of coaches that calls plays, but most of those teams you can only count probably on not even on one hand how many coaches call the game that.
yeah.
And like you
Yeah,
said, LaFleur, you look over when defense is on the field, his head's in the damn iPad or something.
yeah.
He's not even watching the game.
And then, there was a play the other night. It was 4th and, like, 6 inches, and he puts Willis in the shotgun.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't understand some of the play calling.
yeah. I don't
It's just
understand the calls.
crazy.
It's
And
not.
again, the fundamentals, the fumbles or the penalties or whatever it may be, and, people will say, "Well, we've had a lot of injuries." Well, look at, San Francisco. 2
Yeah,
huge defensive players out this year.
yep,
Purdy's
yep.
missed half the season, and they're still vying for the number 1 seed. So, I don't buy that. I don't buy it at
No,
all.
I mean they play the Seahawks for the number one seed. I mean that's on
Yep.
Sunday, I think.
It's a Saturday 7
Is it
o'clock
Saturday?
game on.
Is
Yeah.
it okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That'd be a great game.
What will be? And then you
Great.
got the Panthers and the Bucks fighting for that. I mean that
8 and
it
7
seems
and
like the
9.
yeah, they're both I mean, if the Bucks win, they'll be in playoffs at 8 and 9, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which is and whoever plays them is gonna I mean, they're not gonna go very far. But again, in the NFL, you just never know week to week. I
Yeah.
mean, somebody get hot and,
Yep. The other big game is the Steelers and Ravens, so that'll be fun to
you
watch
know
too.
what? I watch the Steelers and I mean, I watch the Steelers because of Rodgers, but
Yeah.
that Cleveland game, they're it's so dink and donk. I mean, he never goes downfield hardly ever, but he doesn't have Metcalf. I mean, of course, he's
Yeah.
suspended for 2 games, which is crazy. But
Yeah. Did you see speaking of Metcalf, did you see the guy that he got into it with? Did you see
yeah,
there's that guy's off.
well,
There's
yeah. Well,
something there's
when he was there before, I mean, he
Yeah.
gave him all kinds of grief, and
Yep.
it's
Yeah, they've had
I'm
issues
so
before.
I mean, I understand why the NFL, but I would only suspend him for 1 game. I wouldn't have done it 2. I mean, he just swatted the guy. I mean, if you look at the King, I don't think he hit
Yeah.
him. I mean,
No. I was glad the Steelers didn't, mess with his guaranteed
yeah,
money or anything like
yeah,
that,
it's
so,
crazy.
yeah. Yeah.
But the
But
AFC is kind of wide open too when you think about it. I mean, here in Indianapolis, the Colts just kind of lost the whole damn thing, and I hit our coaches on the hot seat and general manager. I wouldn't be surprised to see them both replaced. And then the big discussion is Daniel Jones. Is he going to be the quarterback next year after he's hurt? But are they going to even Malik Willis's name was mentioned. Maybe you bring him
yeah,
in and let him start. I mean, he's doing well with Packers. I mean, he's looked pretty
he's
good. I mean,
he's phenomenal. I picked him up in my fantasy league. I hopefully I'll get him on waivers. I think it's today and have him for
Really?
next year because I think he's going to be a starter somewhere and he'll play
I
well
think he
wherever
will
he
be.
goes.
Of
Yeah.
course, there was other rumors that the Colts are gonna get Dak Prescott,
Really?
which isn't a I mean, he's a good quarterback, but, I don't know that Dallas would let him go, but if he's never gonna win in Dallas, I think he wants to win, which
Yeah. Yeah.
but exciting time of the year.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun, and basketballs get ramped up, but football, I love watching the college football playoffs now that they're expanded. It's a lot of fun, and of course, the
Yeah,
NFL playoffs are right around the corner. So good
and they say
times.
it'll be 16 teams next year. They have to make a decision by January 12th, I guess, so what they're gonna do for next year, but they say it'll be 16 teams, which couldn't be more I mean,
Well,
again, I hope
we
they
know
do that be
Wisconsin. We know
yeah.
Wisconsin will be in there.
You never know. You never
Yeah,
know, but I'll tell you what, that Big Ten is so brutal. It's, crazy. I don't I was you know what? We watched, Illinois last night a little bit, and Bielema is a decent coach. I mean, he
yeah,
makes some good decisions.
yeah,
I mean, at the end of the game, the way he handled the clock from 2 minutes down was amazing. I mean, he did everything perfectly, and they kicked a field goal with 3 seconds to go and won the game. I mean, it's,
yeah,
but he's just
yeah,
a big doofus on the sideline, but, he's a good coach. I mean, it
yeah.
showed to all the offensive linemen that he's coached. It's gone to the NFL from Wisconsin, Arkansas, and now Illinois, and I mean, I think he's a decent coach.
Makes you wonder if we probably should have kept him around,
Yeah,
but
you never
you never
know.
know. Never
Yeah.
know. Never know. Hey, a little bit of politics this week, not much, but boy, the fraud in Minnesota, and now we're finding out Ohio and Washington State. I think it's everywhere.
Oh,
But
it's
wha-
everywhere.
one thing I wanted to tell you is I got a buddy that lives in Minnesota, and he's in the military, and he's a nurse, and he makes good money. But with all of his taxes, this is everything: Social Security, property tax, income tax, all the FICA, all that stuff. He will have paid in 80,000 this year. Now
In
imagine,
taxes.
like in Texas. Now imagine also you're living in Minnesota knowing how much has been skimmed off to give to Somalians or wherever else it's going. And you know all these politicians are lining their pockets. You know they
Without
are,
question. Without
without
question.
question. And you just wonder how many, we're 30, what, 38 trillion in debt. You wonder how much of that has been laundered in some way, shape, or form over the years. Because they're tracing this back in Minnesota all the way back to 2014, if not before.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
it's crazy.
I
And you
read
know
an
what?
article where there's a three-story, built office complex in downtown Minneapolis. Maybe it was 3, but anyway, in that, there's 27 Somalian medical companies or doctor's offices and things and every one of them is skimming. I mean, they're frauding the Medicare,
Yep.
Medicaid, and all that stuff. It's just,
Yep.
and you know what? It probably goes on in every state, but it just seems like it's so fraudulent up there. And they got that howdy doody governor. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And that guy's probably got so much money stashed away. It's unbelievable.
Well, they changed the state flag. It's very similar to Somalia's flag,
Yep,
and
yep,
the mayor,
yep,
of Minneapolis is in on it too. And there's so many people, and it's just sickening. We've got programs, we've got schools that need money, we've got elderly that need care. Health
yeah.
insurance is through the roof. Social Security is supposed to be running dry, and then you hear this stuff. I wish we could get the entire nation to quit paying taxes.
Oh, it'd be
Everybody
great.
just
I
quit
mean,
paying
Trump
taxes.
Trump had something lined up to kind of do that, but I bet you there's enough money that you wouldn't have to. I mean, seriously,
Yeah,
think about it. I mean,
yeah. I wish I knew how much they brought in each day. It's just,
what's
and
amazing.
we're just working our asses off for all this fraud. It just pisses me off, but what do you
Yeah.
do? So,
Well, there's not much you can do,
no, no, can't vote them out because they cheat,
and
but
if it's that
whatever.
bad in Minnesota, just think what's going on in Washington. I mean, seriously, think about it. It's just
Yeah, all over the place. But hey, I wanted to bring up a topic. It's kind of goofy, but do you have an issue shitting in public, Tommy?
I used to all the time. I could never when I was on the road and driving, I would have to wait till I get to the hotel. Used to, I could not shit only at home.
Yeah,
I mean, I would hold it till I got home, and I could be in St. Louis, and I'd drive 4.5 hours. and then when I flew, then I got to the point where I could do it in the hotel when nobody was
Okay.
around. And the older I get, I don't care. I just if
Yeah.
you gotta go, I just go, but, my kids still have an issue. Some of my kids have an issue of shitting in public.
I still have an issue, and that's why I brought it up because I was talking to my son, Sam, about this, and I I think it all stems from where I grew up at home. Our bathroom was right next to the dining room. I mean, my dad's desk is like 2 inches from the toilet, with the wall in between.
Uh-huh, yeah.
And you can hear, smell, and see everything that happens. Almost not see, but you can hear and smell everything that happens in there. So I can remember once we had family at the house for a party. I think it was New Year's time, and I had to go so bad. I went down to the barn and went in the gutter. But, when I'm out in public, if I see somebody coming out of the only stall that's open, I can't go in there. I can't go in there. And if there's somebody sitting right next in the next stall, I can't go in there.
I try
And
to go to one where there's not right next to you. I try
right,
not to do
right.
that, but I mean,
And then, and
when
then,
when
you
you
know,
get
when
older, you just have I mean, you
you
better
gotta
go because
go.
if you don't, it'll be in your pants. I mean, but again, when we're driving, I will only stop at Love's or Pilot Truck Stop or Bucky's
Bucky's. Yep.
because if you stop at some rinky-dink gas station, there ain't no way in hell I could go in there.
Yeah.
And at
Yeah.
least at those places, there's, 6 or 8 stalls in there where you can kinda and the one thing I like about Love's, I think it's Love's, they have a complete stall where you go in, you're like in a little room by yourself. You
Yes.
can't see underneath the thing, and I think
I
Bucky's is
was.
that way too.
Yep. I was going to say that. I wish they would make all the stalls where the walls go to the floor or an inch off the floor.
But I'll never
But
forget when I was a kid, and well, I wasn't a kid. I was probably I don't know how old I was, but I remember this video that was popping around where a guy went into to the John and he sat down and he took a big old dump and there was no toilet paper. And so he was kind of reaching underneath trying to get the toilet paper, and there's another guy in there and he grabs his leg. And it's so whenever I go, I always look and make sure there's toilet paper because
yeah.
I don't want that to happen because I mean, but yeah, I do. I mean, I can go now. I still have an issue about it. I mean, if I'm at school working or something, I got one that I go to that nobody hardly ever goes to, so I kind of go. But now I can go, but I don't like to. I mean, and I'll still hold it a little bit if I'm doing things around town. I'll just wait till I get home. I won't
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
But
mean,
the,
a
the,
lot of
the
people have a
worst
phobia about that.
and the worst thing, and Sam actually brought this up, the worst thing is you're in a public restroom, sitting on the shitter. There's a gap in the door so you can see out. Somebody comes in and you make eye contact. That is the absolute
That
worst.
is it. Or if sometimes I've been in and they don't lock totally, and
Yeah.
you're sitting there and somebody opens the door and you're sitting there, and it's just
I was actually
but
going,
or
I
the
put,
guy or you're sitting down next to it and the guy next to you just kind of just blows the toilet up. I mean, and I'm if somebody's next to me, I if normally I would just blow it out, but if somebody's next to me, I try to, eke it out so it
He's-
don't make a big
I'll tell you one of the worst times I had. I was at the Quick Trip in Elroy, and they've got two shitters, lone shitters, separate rooms,
Yeah, right.
and they're old, and the doors you don't know if they're locked. You turn the lock, but you don't know if they're locked. You think they are, but I could see out between the crack of the door
Yeah.
and I could see people in the aisles shopping for
Oh,
Quick
sure.
Trip goodies. Yeah, crazy.
Now in
And
Europe, aren't some of them all open?
I
Or are
haven't
they
come
s
I haven't come across it, but you have to pay, which
Yeah, you
I
do have
like
to yeah,
because they're spotless when you go in. But the
yeah,
only thing
yeah.
about being over in Europe is if you've got a stomach ache or if you have to go, the toilets are few and far between. I mean, you
Really?
gotta, yeah, they're just not in.
And
If
do
you're
I
walking
remember
around
right,
town,
is the toilet paper all one ply in those places, or is it
in a lot of places it is, but
It is here too. I mean, that
yeah,
bothers me too, is when you go in because I roll that sumbitch out about 6 feet, and fold it up so I don't, it's the worst thing is when you're wiping your damn finger goes through, and it's just,
I'll tell you one quick story. We were over in Paris. This would have been 7 or 8 years ago, and we were walking down to the Arc de Triomphe, and they've got this huge turnabout, like 6 lanes across, something you'd see in the movies. We got across, we're walking down the sidewalk, heading down to the Arc de Triomphe, and I got the worst stomach ache I had ever gotten in my life, and I knew there was a toilet probably about 4 or 5 blocks back, and I had to cross that roundabout again.
Right, yeah.
So I started walking as best as I could, and it was one of those where if I walked too fast, I was going to have underwear issues. So I literally had to sit down on the sidewalk or a bench a few times just to make it. And luckily, that was the only water closet toilet around. I paid, I think, it would have been equivalent to 50 cents or 80 cents, something like
Yeah,
that, went in, but it was spotless. But again, when you're in Europe, you really got to keep an eye out for where the toilets are because they're few and far between. But you do pay, and they are very clean. That's the only good thing.
it's
So,
kind of funny when we're driving, I always ask people, "Where's the next love? Where's the next love?" It's
yeah,
15 miles. Can you make it?" "I will make it. I will."
yeah,
It's,
yeah. When we
that's
drive to
funny.
Montgomery, I always stopped at Bucky's. I always stopped at Bucky's in
Yeah, they
Athens.
do have fantastic bathrooms, clean. Yep. We went by one, we didn't stop this time. That's the first time we hadn't stopped at Buc-ee's, but, we were kinda in a hurry to get there, and then on the way back, we wanted to come back, pretty quickly, so we didn't stop.
Speaking of gas stations, I was real surprised up in Sparta. They just opened up a huge Circle K. I can't believe Quick Trip let them go in.
Really?
Yeah,
That is amazing.
kind of
We,
interesting.
uh one of our kids were texting, they bought gas for 207 coming back, which was yeah. One bought
I
for
just paid
208 and the other got on and said, "Well, we just stopped and we paid 207." It's
nice. I paid 225 the other day here in Toma.
I went to Costco yesterday, it was 224, so, with the Costco card. Most of them are 269, 279 up around here, so
Yeah, still not bad. Not bad at all. Hey, I wanted to bring up a YouTube algorithm. You know, we'll post our podcast or I'll post a video on my YouTube page or whatever, and it gets a few likes. And I just wanted to share this one with you because it was so weird. So I post on my YouTube channel what's called shorts. They're just minute or less videos, and people can watch them and swipe through if they like them or whatever. So I've been posting these for years, and sometimes they get a couple of views. I posted one of the snow the other day, and I think I got 13 views on it or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Well, the other day I posted one, and it was from a couple of years ago when we were in Tallinn, and it was just I was filming through a window, and it was a bakery. These 2 women were making croissants and some other things. Nothing special about it. It was on, and it got 16,637 views, and I'm like,
What?
"Why? Why does that happen?" It's just crazy how you can post something that you think is interesting, and it get
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
100 views, and I post something about a bakery in Tallinn, and it gets over 16,000 views. I got 11 new subscribers off of that video, and it was seen in the US, France, and the UK, mostly males between the ages of 25 to 64. And it's just like, it just blows my mind that it got that many views and that I increased my subscribers by 11 just because of that silly video. But
Well, I think
I
it's
hope,
the human element thing. I mean, there's so much stuff posted nowadays, it's just so ridiculous, and I think people are that's why I think once people watches our podcast, if we can get people to share it, I mean, because it's down to earth. It's nothing, we're not it's not crazy. I mean, a lot of the videos I watch, you go, "Why?" And I mean, some of them are funnier than hell, but then others you go, "Why would you post this?" But,
well, and some of the videos that our grandchildren watch are absolutely
no
terrible. And
they're
these
bad.
kids, they're making millions. They're making millions off of it. It's
Oh,
just
that oh, I know, I know. I mean, there's some crazy stuff. I mean, Ayla watches one, these 2 guys, and they just do stupid stuff. I mean, stuff that you would not even think is and it's like they got millions of they're probably making so much money, it's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, links into this guy. It's Baldy's Basics, it's called. And it's just a guy, he's off in the corner of the screen and he's playing a video game of this character named Baldy and it's a stick figure. And he's going through schools and some other stuff, doing some stupid stuff, and he's a millionaire. It's just
It's
crazy how that
crazy.
stuff it's
It
how it
is
works.
nuts. It's crazy. Huh.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm gonna read off our one of our other
Yeah, go
sponsors real
ahead. Yep.
quick here. Yep. Trailview Meats, talked about this last week. Cody Vasson, just outside of Elroy, a couple of miles towards Kendall on Highway 71, sells meat. He's got ground beef, steaks of any kind, roasts, briskets, short ribs, tri-tips, and, we just made up a package of his hamburger last night. Jill made a hot dish. When you brown the burger, you can just tell it's quality. It is just quality, very little fat, very little grease, and the taste is just phenomenal. So if you've got a need for any meat in the Elroy, Kendall, Toma, Mauston area, wherever you live, give Cody Vossen a call. He's just outside of Elroy. If you need his number, I'll see if I'll get permission from Cody to post it, but I'll also post the menu. And again, he's located just outside of Elroy on Highway 71 towards Kendall, and it's called Trailview Meats, and the meat is just phenomenal. We've had like I said, the ground beef and some of the roasts and just good stuff. So we'll post that. And again, if you have a need, give Cody a call. So we
Great.
appreciate it. What do you got for plans for New Year's Eve, Tommy?
Well, like I said, we're having a football watching party tonight. Ohio State and Miami's playing, so we're having I think, Mike, my son and his wife's coming over, and his son, my grandson, and the 2 boys, 'cause, his wife works tonight. She's a neonatal nurse, so she has to work tonight, so and then, of course, Dalvoris, my future son-in-law, and Rachel and the 2 girls, the Miami family are coming over, and, my other grandson, Jake from loves Ohio State, is gonna come over for the first half, he said, and then, I think one of our other grandkids are gonna stop by, so we're just gonna do some wings, and actually, I'm not cooking. I said, "I'm not cooking anything. You guys bring whatever you want." Now, I went to Rally's here locally, it's just in a filling station, but I got wings there one time, and their wings are fantastic. Their wings are good. So I just went in and said, "Can I order 75 wings?" And she said, "How many?" And I said, "So for tomorrow night, we're having a party. Can I said, "I wanted to give you notice." And she said, "Well, let me look in the freezer and see if I got them." So she came back and said, "Yeah, so we're just gonna order some wings, and,
Nice.
I'll get some shrimp today and just have some stuff, sit around, watch football." And then tomorrow, I've got a big, I think I told you, Friday, we have the girls wrestling sectional. Girls wrestling here in Indiana has gotten pretty big, and, we got 15 teams coming into the school Friday, so I gotta set up a hospitality room, so tomorrow I'm gonna fix some, beef stew, and then I'm doing biscuits and gravy for the morning, so for them too, but we'll just be around the house watching the bowl games tomorrow and kinda lounge around doing nothing, so it's a good day
Yeah.
to do that tomorrow, so we have no plans to travel or anything like that, so it's, actually gonna be a football New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Yeah. Yep, same with us. Sam and his family are here. They're going up to see Kaylee's side today, but they'll be back tonight. We'll watch the game tomorrow. They leave, and then we'll probably watch all the bowl games. And Friday, kind of interesting. We're going over to Oshkosh, and then Sam and I are traveling down to Milwaukee. He is huge into like The Godfather and Sopranos and stuff like that. But
Really?
The Godfather's being shown down there in a theater type setting, and then they have the Milwaukee Philharmonic Orchestra playing the music as you watch the movie.
Really?
So, yeah, so we're going to hit up an Italian pizza place prior and get the feel of the mob and the mafia, and then we're going to head over and watch the movie while the Milwaukee Symphony or whatever they're
Well,
called
that'll be
plays the
fun.
music. Yeah, be
That'll be
fun.
fun.
Yeah,
We do have a treat. I do corned beef and cabbage, and we do mashed potatoes and black-eyed peas tomorrow. I do it every year. It just, kind of a we've done that for many, many years, and, I don't know that it brings good luck, but, we do that, and then, speaking of that, I don't know if we've even talked about it, but Christmas Day, uh, Penny we didn't have the kids over because we was going on the vacation, but, Penny and I went over to Rachel's and watched the 2 granddaughters, open their presents, and then her and I, went to a movie and Christmas afternoon and watched that new movie Song Sung Blue about the Milwaukee couple that was the Neil Diamond tribute band. It's a fantastic movie. It's a tearjerker called Song Sung Blue, but something unusual that we'd never done on Christmas Day, go see a movie, and it was
yeah,
packed. I mean, it was crazy that it
yeah.
was packed, but
Cool.
that was fun. But that sounds like fun going with a symphony harmonic. I mean,
Yeah,
playing that'd
yeah,
be fun.
yeah, yeah. Yep. They
Just
do
you and
this,
Sam,
and
or the women, the wives going
just
too, or no?
no, the wives are staying back to babysit. The tickets were like 150 some bucks a piece, so
No
Just
way.
yeah, so just Sam and I are going, yeah.
No
Yeah,
kidding, huh?
quite expensive. They do this quite a bit with different movies or whatever, and Sam really
So
wanted to
will
see
they
this one.
sit will the orchestra, like, be in front of the screen and it'll be
Yeah,
on the back? What
yep,
that'd be
yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
Huh.
so it'll be fun. New Year's resolutions, do you have any?
I'm 74, so for, 64, 65 years, every year, my resolution was go on a diet. And I would keep my resolution until about January the 5th, and then it would be gone. I you know what, we do talk about it, just, some things we'd like to do, and, I wrote down 5, but, it's not, anything but, number 1 is, I wanna stay in good health, and I want my whole family to be in good health to make sure that that happens, and then, we talked about it before, just make some lasting memories, just this year, try to do some and I put travel the USA because, there's a lot of places we wanna go we haven't been, and there's several places we're gonna try to go to this year, but, that would be memories, and then I think I told you about the family story that I wanna do, either a podcast or write it, and then, I used to write poetry a lot, I think I told you, and I wanna try to get back into doing that a little bit more and, if I can, but, not a whole lot. We used to do goals, which is similar to a resolution, but we'd sit down and put 5 goals that we wanted to try to attain during the year. We don't really do that anymore, but, and when I was working, I always had my people as a manager, I always had my people do that, sit down and write 5 goals that they wanted to accomplish during the year, and then you kinda check them throughout the year, but, I mean, basically, I mean, as you get older, it's mostly health and memories. That's,
Yeah,
something do something that you can think, leave memories about. So
yep, yep. Yeah, for me, it's the same, memories and, travel. One thing I really wanna do is well, one thing I've been doing, in August, I started this it's called Ladder, and it's a workout program, and you belong to a team. You can pick a team based on what you wanna accomplish, and I'm on Team Alpha, doesn't mean anything, but, you have a coach, and each Sunday, they drop the next week's workouts. And you almost feel like you belong to this club and, that you don't wanna let your teammates down, so it's really forced me, since late August, I've worked out 76 times, and, I've
really?
I've I've done stuff, like when we go over and visit Sam, I've even gotten up with him to go to the Y and get a workout in, which I never would have done before, so I want to continue that. And then one thing that I used to do 2 years ago that I'd read about 20 books a year and nothing like what Jill does, but, I gave up reading a couple of years ago. I just couldn't get into it. And now I've picked up a book and, my goal this year is to get back up to 15 to 20 books and get back into
Hmm,
reading. So
yeah.
yeah, create memories, travel, continue with good health and start some reading again. So those are my
Hey, just,
resolutions.
back to that workout, I mean, do they give every week do they tell you specifically what to work on, or is it just
Yeah, so I'll see if I can show you real quick here if I can here it is. So like today, this is the workout. It's called hybrid strength. And when you click on it, he'll come up and tell you what to do. And then it lists all the exercises. And it takes about an hour. And you just go along with this exercise. And like yesterday when I was working out, I got so winded that I just paused it. And there's my coach. And you can pause it as you go. And then you get credit and there's a little calendar that shows you all the yellows are the days I've exercised this month. So you can see I missed a few. I the
right,
week I missed there is when I got my tattoo, but I try to fill that up as much as I can, and it holds me accountable. That's the main thing. It holds me
right,
accountable.
yeah.
It's got a
So that,
little
it showed a rowing machine, so is the exercise today on the rowing machine?
that will be, I think, one of them. Yeah. So besides all the
Okay,
stretching and rowing, a lot of days you're lifting weights.
okay,
You work on upper body one day, cardio the next day, lower body the next day, and then a combination
okay.
maybe the following day. He wants you to do 6 a week, 6 workouts a week. So
An
that's the
hour,
goal.
about an hour each?
About an hour. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and
huh.
I've never felt better in my life. So sore,
I mean,
but I
I
feel
need to
good.
do that. Like, I think I told you I was riding a bike during the summer, or, I mean, religiously. I was almost addicted to it, and I now the winter started, I was going to the gym and riding a stationary bike, and I kinda got away from that, and it'd be I do need to get back to that. It's,
Yeah.
I jumped on the scales, of course, with the holidays and everything, I think I've gained 7 pounds, which for me is a lot, but as soon as, as soon as this is over, you can get back into it and
Yep.
lose that pretty
Yep.
quickly, so
Just gotta keep moving. Gotta keep moving.
oh,
So,
without question. Yeah, especially the older you get, you got to, or you're gonna yeah, I know a lot of people that, once they retire, they do nothing, and 2 years later, they're
yeah.
dead, so you gotta
Yep.
do something.
Yep. Exactly. Want to give some podcast
Alright.
numbers? We're slowly
Yeah,
growing. We've got
let's see how
61
we're
followers.
doing.
61 followers, and I keep telling people, just even if you don't listen, just go on and hit the follow button or the subscribe button. That's, just do that, and that would help us out.
Yeah,
But
I
we've
don't
had
know,
what's that?
no, go ahead.
You
Yeah,
there,
I don't
Tom?
know why
Oh,
I mean, I tell them, and I don't know why
yeah.
I don't know if they think they have to pay or what, I don't know, I
I
just,
that could be it. That could be it. But, yeah, we've got 61 followers, 627 plays on the 9 that we've posted so far, and, I just wanted to look at our audience here. Again, mainly males, between 28 and 34, and then the next biggest is, well, actually, the biggest is 60 plus. And then I found this interesting. On Spotify, most of our listeners obviously are from the US, but we do have some listeners in Brazil. So I thought that was
yeah,
kind of
you said that,
interesting.
yeah, it's kinda
Yeah.
crazy, yeah,
And
yeah.
and then as far as YouTube, we've had, I posted on my channel 1114 Traveler, and I've gotten a number of subscribers off of posting those. But we've gotten, I think, over, I can't add them up real quick here, but we've gotten over 300 views on YouTube with just our podcast. So,
The majority of
we've
my
had
friends are watching it on YouTube now, they pull it up
okay.
on YouTube, and then actually, they've been putting it on their big TV, I mean, they sit
Yeah.
around, it's
Yep. Yep.
now on
That way
YouTube,
they
you don't on YouTube, you don't subscribe, do you? You just type in the Colonel Mr. Big and it pops up, or
well, actually they'd have to subscribe to or type in my channel, 1114
right, yeah,
Traveler.
yeah, which I told them,
That would
yeah,
pop
yeah,
up and they can subscribe to that channel, which I would love. And then they can just scroll down and on the videos, they'll see the Colonel and Mr.
okay,
Big posted
okay.
there. Yep. Yep. So we're
But
well over a thousand views.
if you go to YouTube and type in the Colonel Mr. Big, it pops up underneath
Mm.
your
Hmm.
yours, but it does pop up if you just
Okay.
type in Colonel Mr. Big. Same thing on
Yep. Yep.
Spotify, and Spotify, of course, has every episode we've ever had, so
Yeah. Right. Right.
I mean, I
But
had a
go
couple
on,
friends say,
if
"Hey, I watched your number 6 episode," and I said, "6? We're already on number 9. What do you"
well, what I found interesting too, Tom, is I'll look back on our previous podcasts and the numbers continue to grow. So like episode 1, we had 177 plays. And then, it seems like, okay, like with the last one, it says 31 plays, but a few weeks down the road, it'll grow into the 40s and 50s. And,
Yeah,
hopefully it just
yeah,
catches on. So,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
if people would go on to Spotify and follow, it's free. And if they go onto YouTube, go onto my channel and subscribe, that would be wonderful. And yeah, we'll just keep
It's
doing it.
not, we're not on this to make money, but, if we got to the point where, Anna had to pay a little bit and Erica gave us some free meals, and maybe Anna gave us some free product and Cody gives us some free meat, I mean, what the heck? We'll go for
Yeah.
that. I would like to get
Absolutely.
to the point, and we need to maybe the new year we can do this, is maybe talk to Anna and to Cody or something, if there's any way that if they mention the podcast, that they'd get maybe a little discount or something,
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
that would
Yep.
kinda help us out a little bit.
And, I think we gotta have a guest on, like we said. I think we know how to
Yeah,
do it
we
now.
do.
So, yeah,
One of
we
these,
just gotta
yeah,
make it happen.
this new year, we need to do that. We need to maybe figure out how to get another guest. I mean, get guests in. That would be nice to do. So,
And I'd like to,
and
like I
yeah,
said,
last week when we had Penny and Jill on, I mean, it seemed to work
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And, like I said, broadcasting from Erica's, I'd like to go down to Almost Home in Clifton. You could be down in Indiana, and I do it from Clifton. And then obviously when I'm
Yep.
overseas, we'll be doing it in different locations. So I'd like to do that
Yeah,
too.
we're gonna
It'd be a
be
lot of
in
fun.
Dolphin Island the end of February, I mean, end of January, and I plan on trying to do it from there,
Yep.
see the Gulf of America in the background, so it'd be kinda
Yep.
cool.
Yep. There you go. There you go.
All
All right,
right.
Tommy. You have a great
Hey,
New Year's Eve. Be
you too,
safe.
buddy.
And
Happy New
we'll
Year.
talk next
Happy
week.
New Year,
Happy New
listeners.
Year. Happy New Year.
All
Love
right,
you.
take care. Love
You
you.
betcha. Bye bye.
See ya.